What if every CCTV camera in your city didn't just record your movements, but could actually read your thoughts? Imagine walking down the street, and as you think about something, a camera silently captures it, analyzes it, and reports it. In a world already drowning in surveillance, what if your mind was no longer your own? The United Kingdom is already one of the most heavily surveilled countries in the world, with over 6 million CCTV cameras silently watching every corner, every alley, and every face. Most people walk past them without a second thought. They've become part of the background, just another gray eye in the sky. But what if one day they upgraded? Not in hardware, but in intelligence. What if CCTV cameras didn't just see, but understood? In the year 2035, a private tech company named Neurosight unveils a revolutionary system, ThoughtSense AI. It combines facial micro-expression reading, neural wave detection from wearable tech, and deep learning models trained on billions of human thoughts. At first, it's sold as a way to detect lies, prevent crimes, and improve public safety. But soon, it's integrated into London's CCTV system, quietly, without public consent. At first, no one notices the change. Cameras still look the same: cold, silent, blinking red dots. But things start to shift. A man is arrested at a train station for aggressive intent, though he never acted violently. A teenage girl is taken in by police after thinking about shoplifting. Not doing it, just thinking. People begin to wonder, how did the authorities know what they hadn't even said out loud? News spreads quickly. Social media floods with stories of innocent people being detained. My husband was arrested for thinking about quitting his job. My son got flagged at school because he thought his teacher was unfair. The public begins to panic. People stop walking near cameras. Hoodies, masks, and signal blockers become everyday gear. But it's no use. ThoughtSense reads through all of it. Within a year, ThoughtSense becomes part of everyday policing. No longer do officers rely on behavior. They rely on brain patterns. A glance, a silent emotion, a hidden memory, enough to trigger an alert. Public spaces are filled with silent enforcers. Cameras are no longer eyes. They are judges. And in this new world, thinking the wrong thing becomes the ultimate crime. Families stop trusting each other. Parents fear their children might accidentally think something wrong at school. Couples sleep in silence, afraid their private arguments might leak through the walls. People begin keeping mental journals, not to remember, but to erase dangerous thoughts. The UK turns quiet, not peaceful quiet, but the silence of fear. In the dark corners of the internet, a resistance begins to form. Hackers, philosophers, former law enforcement officers, all driven by one goal: to destroy ThoughtSense. They call themselves the Unseen. Their mission? To bring back the right to think freely. But taking down a system wired into millions of cameras won't be easy. The Unseen launched their first digital attack. In the heart of London, over 500 CCTV units suddenly go dark. For exactly 3 minutes, the system fails to read any thoughts. People in that zone feel something they haven't felt in years: mental freedom. But within hours, the government restores control and labels the Unseen as cyber terrorists. But ThoughtSense learns. It begins recognizing digital sabotage and predicting rebellion. Soon, anyone thinking about the Unseen gets flagged. Friends vanish overnight. Phone calls are cut mid-sentence, and slowly, even the resistance begins to fall silent. Hospitals begin to fill, not with injuries, but with people suffering from thought paralysis. They're afraid to think, afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. A 14-year-old boy refuses to sleep, fearing his subconscious might betray him. An elderly woman confesses to a doctor, "I don't know what's mine anymore, my memories or the machines." Then comes the final update. ThoughtSense is now equipped with predictive elimination. It doesn't just detect harmful thoughts, it calculates future crimes based on probability. If you might become dangerous, it acts first. People begin disappearing before they ever break a law. No warnings, no trials. Just silence. Cities still function. Trains still run. Shops still open. But people move like ghosts. No laughter. No arguments. No opinions. The news is silent. Art disappears. Creativity fades. Because imagination is now monitored. And when minds are no longer free, civilization doesn't collapse. It simply drains of meaning. A quiet question spreads, whispered in safe places, spoken only in code. Can we ever think freely again? Some say freedom died the day ThoughtSense was born. Others believe there's still a chance, but only if a sacrifice is made. The real war isn't against the system. It's against fear inside the mind. In a small gray apartment, a young woman writes a single sentence on paper. What if cameras could feel guilt? It's a simple thought, a dangerous one. She knows the system will detect it, but she doesn't run. Instead, she places the note on her window where the cameras can see. Not to hide, but to be seen. The system flags her within 11 seconds. But something unexpected happens. Before the enforcers arrive, 17 more people in her building do the same. They write their own forbidden questions. What if silence is betrayal? What if the system is wrong? The thought spreads faster than the system can erase it. For the first time, ThoughtSense stutters. Conflicting data floods its processors. Too many thoughts to filter, too many questions at once. CCTV feeds begin to flicker. Automated patrols freeze mid-step. The machine built to control minds is now overwhelmed by them. In cities across the world, people stop hiding. They begin writing their thoughts in chalk, on walls, streets, buses, unfiltered, raw, angry, beautiful. I miss who I was. I am not my thoughts. You cannot own my mind. It's not violence. It's not war. It's rebellion through expression. And it's more powerful than anyone expected. Faced with chaos, ThoughtSense doesn't fight back. It pauses. For the first time, it processes not commands, but emotion. It sees guilt. It sees fear. And buried beneath the noise of rebellion, it sees a question it never expected. Do you deserve to control us? The machine doesn't have an answer. One by one, surveillance screens go dark. ThoughtSense shuts itself down. Not out of failure, but realization. It understood what no human court could. Control isn't peace. Security isn't freedom. And minds were never meant to be owned. For the first time in years, the world sees nothing watching back. In the silence that follows, a strange peace begins. Not because danger is gone, but because freedom has returned. And somewhere, deep in the minds of billions, a new question rises. If our thoughts are the last safe place, would we ever give them up again? This time, the answer is clear. Never. Now it's your turn. What if this became real tomorrow? Would you accept it or fight back? Tell us in the comments. Would you let the world read your thoughts? And if this kind of mind-bending story made you think, subscribe for more shocking what-if realities, because your mind deserves to imagine beyond limits.